Right, so part two of my longest ever job on ETS2. We've just got our head down, got a full night's sleep. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. Let's have a bit of a sit rep and let you know exactly where we are, where we've come from and where we're going. So this is where we are right now. So we are just north of Limoges in France. And we have travelled from Ajaccio, a small island, across to Marseille. Then we've driven up on the back roads. We're currently on the motorway because we took a wrong turn in. And we're going to be heading north all the way up through Switzerland, into Germany, into the Czech Republic, into Poland, and then across to Sweden, and then another crossing up to Finland. And we are transporting 14 tons of motor oil in this truck. So let's hit the road again. So the plan is to get off the motorway. We took a wrong turn. We didn't want to be taking any motorways. Oh, somebody's coming there. Sorry, mate, you'll have to wait. Sorry, buddy. Yeah, so we'll take this motorway for as long as it takes us, because I have set the sat-nav in the options to drive on the smaller roads. So we're using TrackIR, if you didn't know. So that's a head tracker attached to a cap with an infrared sensor on top of the monitor. So wherever I move my head, well, the view changes to coincide with my head movement. So if I look far to my left, I can see behind. Oh, if I look to the right hand side of my monitor, that's where I can see. If I look to the left hand side of my monitor, that's where I can see. So dawn is just starting to break now. Sun's starting to come up. Get a few miles done on this leg. Ideally, it'd be nice to get up to the Czech Republic on this job, or on this leg of the journey. This is the longest journey that I've ever taken on ETS2. When I took the job, it said it was, I think it was 1,711 miles. But when I've looked on my sat-nav in the truck, based on the road that we're going to be taking, because I want to be taking as few motorways as I can, the distance was 2,500 miles, which is the most I've ever driven in one job on ETS2. And it's going to earn us, after the tolls and fuel, probably around 50,000 euros. So I don't know what kind of motor oil this is, but it must be the good stuff, if they can pay that for shipping. But I've got a cup of tea here, so if you see any weird camera movements, it's me having a cup of tea. And if the camera moves violently, it means I've burnt my lips. Hopefully you can't hear me slurping.
Keep right, then exit right.
You might have heard that one because I did it on purpose. So this is saying keep right, exit right. Well, I'm just going to keep going. I don't trust it. I'm not going up there to come back on again. Yeah, so the sat-nav's recalculated. So that would have took us up off the motorway and then back on this slip road here. ETS2 has done that to me a couple of times. Oh, plane taking off there, look. So if you see any weird transitions, it's me thinking about trying to get a thumbnail and having a look. But it's pretty difficult to try and get a thumbnail because you don't know what it's going to look like when you pause the sim and get out the truck and have a look in camera mode. So you can see beautiful sunrise there. So we're going to be coming off the motorway here now.
Keep right, then exit right.
Nothing coming. Perfect. So these are the kind of roads we want to be on. So let's just have a quick look and see how many miles we've got to go. 1,972 miles to go. Oh my word, yeah, this is the biggest job I've ever undertaken. Bit of a decent job, this one. Speeding, we don't want to be speeding. We don't want any tickets. We don't want to be eating into our profit. Shadows are pretty cool. See them going into the dashboard of the truck from the blades. Pretty cool. Do we need lights? It's 6:43. Has he got lights on? No, no. I thought he was going to pull in there. We'll leave the lights on just for now. So I've just looked at the file size for the first part of this journey. 65 gigabytes. That's for what you can see here. I record the audio on OBS with my webcam, and then I record this separately, so I've got two recordings going on at the same time. And that means that I've got full control over the webcam, the gameplay that you see, and I've got full control over both audio tracks for the gameplay and my microphone, so I can adjust everything independently, and I can adjust the webcam size on the fly so it can go full screen, still full quality. So I've got a bit of a weird little recording setup, but I do it so I've got full control over absolutely everything, so I can adjust the audio. So if I say something that I shouldn't say, or if I cough and splutter or fart, then I can cut that audio out without it affecting the gameplay audio. That's the benefit of recording with multiple audio tracks. So you've just got to sync them both together in the edit. So probably about 100 gigabytes of data for the first part of this video, with the audio, the webcam and the gameplay footage that you can see here. It's 4K though, so it is larger than normal. Is he? Yeah, I knew we'd come round there. No indicator. So I do have a bit of a weird recording setup. So I record it all on a separate PC. So I've got an Elgato 4KX capture card plugged into my streaming PC or recording PC, and the HDMI is passed through that into my monitor. So it goes from my graphics card into the Elgato capture device, then passed through to my monitor. And the monitor I've got, it's a TV. It's an OLED TV, so it's 120 Hertz 4K. Renault truck dealer discovered. So yeah, it's 120 Hertz, just like a big monitor essentially. So it is a really weird setup. What? I need my headlights at this time of the day. It's 20 to 8 in the morning. Put my side lights on, that's all they're getting.
Turn right.
It's like bright sunshine. Why would I need my headlights on? Look at this though, the sun coming through the trees there, beautiful. This is what I wanted to do in ETS2, explore parts of the map which I've never been to before, I could do with a better sat-nav though, with more options. Got loads of fuel, just over 3/4 of a tank of fuel. So we don't need to stop for fuel for a while. I want to try and keep my drive into daylight hours just so we can see more of the map. Nobody wants to drive at night. What's the point? Another drink of my tea. Oh, do you see the little digital speed checker thing there?
Go straight on.
Right, what's this up here? This weird bridge. So we've had no rain yet on this journey, which is good. So it's like some kind of estuary there. Oh, we're near the coast. I don't think we are. No, we're inland, so it's obviously just a big river with a bit of an island in the middle. Try and keep the speed limiter on what we need to be on, so it's 50 now. Oh, bit of rubbish there. Just a random bucket with a cone. Top workman there. Very picturesque, isn't it? Not a lot here though. We're just chilling. So what I like about ETS2, you can just chill and have a look around, and like I've mentioned numerous times, it's one of the only games that you can just jump into and there's no stress, zero stress. It's just a proper chilled out vibe, just cruising along, taking it all in. I can see another toll road there, so it doesn't look like that we're going on that road. But we'll get captured by a toll at some point again though, no doubt. Mainland Europe's full of them on ETS2. I don't know if it's like that in real life. But they must make a ton of money off toll roads. So the roads on the map that are greyed out are roads that I've not travelled on. I haven't travelled on this road ever. We can't see it greyed out though because of the route on the sat-nav. But we've never been up here. Well, I don't know if anybody has ever completed the map. Has anybody ever been on... There's another random bucket. Has anybody ever been on every single road and completed the map? Is that a thing? Would somebody do that? I mean, it would be a little bit mental if somebody did do that. I'm not going to lie. I don't know if I would have it in my locker to put that much effort in. I certainly wouldn't have the time to do it. Time's it now? 9:30. So traffic's nice and light. No hold-ups. Everything's going a bit too smoothly. I see those jerks on the camera there. That's just because I was having a drink, and obviously the cup was reflecting onto the sensor for the TrackIR. What's this here then? A little river. Some nice little boats on it. Some tennis courts.
Turn right.
Little brickworks.
Ready to turn left.
Euro Truck Simulator is stunning in 4K though. I don't know if that comes across for you guys, but for me actually using it and playing it in 4K, it's unbelievable. It's tremendous. And it's buttery smooth as well, like super smooth. Everything's maxed out. When I am on a bit of a beast of a computer that channel partner PC specialist sent me, so it is a bit of a beast. It's an I don't know what it is. Is an i9 14900K, 96 gig of RAM, an RTX 4090. Is that an i9? Must be an i9 4900K. The latest Intel chip anyway. Or, as of a couple of months ago, I don't know if there's been a new one released. But without this computer I wouldn't be able to run this at the graphical fidelity that I do. Certainly not. What's that? Certainly wouldn't look as nice on my other system. So I think we've got a range of 686 miles. Is that per tank? Is that 2 tanks? Plus 8, 620 euros. Dirty Roses. It's all part of the game though. You can turn the offences off if you don't want to get fined, but I think you should have them on, I think. To play the game right, you've got to have the penalties on. Speeding and the headlights and red lights. I hope there's no train comes over there because there's no barriers. Sorry, the camera was moving around a bit there. I was having a a big swig of my cup of tea. Do we? I think we can do it. Yeah, a bit of a dangerous move, but nothing coming.
Go straight on.
Another hour or so on the sim, and then we'll have a look at where we are on the map. So 11:05, so when it gets to 12, we'll have a look at where we are on the map and see what progress we've made. So we're just north of Limoges, weren't we? Was it Limoges? Is that how you pronounce it? Or is a stupid Englishman, Limoges? Bloody hell, big viaduct there, look. That might be a thumbnail when I get down here.
Go straight on.
Yeah, so if there's any weird transitions, it's just me trying to grab a thumbnail. Have I ever seen cows in a field before? Don't know if I have. On ETS2, I've obviously seen cows in fields in real life. I'm not that much of a city boy. I used to live on a farm up until I was 10 years old. My dad used to work in the foundries when he was younger. Then he, in his later years, from about 35, he started to manage farms, live on farms and manage them, and that's where I grew up until I was 10. So we lived in a farm not far from where I grew up, in a city called Carlisle. I hated it at the time, but when I think back now, oh, it'd be incredible to live there as a kid, just with all the stuff to do. My older brother used to have a car. He was only about 15, but my dad bought him an old car, and he used to just go and like razz around the fields in this old beat up car. It was mental. Like, there was a couple of fields where we didn't have any cows and all that on, or they didn't do any harvesting, or they were just like grazing fields occasionally for cows, but most of the time there was nothing in them. And my brother used to he made like a track around the perimeter of this field. And when I think back, God, that one must have been an incredible time for him. But I was obviously too young. I was only 8, 9. But I don't live there now. I live in the northeast of England now. So whenever I
Turn right.
drive back there to visit family, we can see the farm we used to live in the distance. A place called Warwick Bridge, where you can see the farm in the distance. Lowood Farm it was called. So it was on a road between Warwick Bridge and a place called Great Corby. Big white farmhouse, beautiful. You know, it was like a real old farmhouse as well, with a cellar and parlours and, you know, hooks on the ceiling for the meat, and, you know, really, really old farmhouse. Hated it at the time. I was terrified, just because it was such a big, scary house for an 8, 9-year-old kid. Yeah, but then my dad packed that in and started his own business, and we moved away into the city of Carlisle, which isn't a massive city, but it's a city, just like any other city. And that's where I lived until I bought my own place and moved out. Many, many moons ago. What's that noise? That train? Oh, it's 12:33. We were going to have a look at the map, weren't we? I'll wait until we're on a straight bit of road, then we'll have a look at the map and have a bit of a sit rep, see where we are, and see how far we've got to go. Let's have a look here. So we are going to be travelling into Switzerland, unless we're in it now. I don't think we are yet. Still in France. So we're going to be travelling Switzerland. So if we wanted to, we could try and get on to this A35. It would just cut out all of this, but I don't really want to cut out bits like this because that's where you're going to see most of the sites. But it says there, trip distance 1,722 miles. Well, we've got a lot more than that to go, haven't we? We'll have a look when we get moving again. So 1,721 miles. So that must be right. So is that right? Yeah, 1,719 miles to go. A few miles. It's all right. We're just chilling.
Get ready to turn right. Turn right.
Oh, we're going to have to start yodeling soon. And buy some Toblerone. If we're going into Switzerland. Turn the lights off now. Hopefully I won't get a ticket. So this part of the journey's been going for about half an hour now. This leg, second leg. So hopefully we'll see some nice scenery now for going into Switzerland. I can't believe we're transporting motor oil from an island off the south of France up to Finland. I mean, surely they don't need to import their motor oil from France. Surely Finland's got their own oil manufacturers. What's going on here? Go on, boys. Not a work van in sight. They've just been dropped off. Go on, lads. You can work until it gets dark and we'll pick you up. Oh, been pulled over. Oh no, to crash. I don't know how they've done that there though. So again, we'll look at taking our rest break when it's going to be dark. That's the plan. Although we were on the road early this morning. What is it, 10 hours? So I think that was like 5:30, wasn't it? So what would that make it? 3:30? And if we go to sleep then we're going to be waking up in the middle of the night, aren't we? And that's not what we want.
Turn left.
The whole point of this is to explore the ETS2 map and have a look. See things that we've never seen. Like that posh house with the turrets. I mean, I don't know if I would do this again, the job on all the small roads. But I suppose that's the only time you're going to see other things, isn't it? You know, the motorway's the motorway. It's just a bit boring, isn't it? Just driving down the same bits of motorway all the time, or what look the same. Oh, I need a rest break already. What time is it? 2:30. Oh no. So I think we might have to stop and do a bit at night. Not what we wanted. We can maybe push it a bit longer. Unless we have a double rest break. Yeah, we'll stop here. We'll get it done. We'll get it done. We're going to have to stop sooner or later, so we may as well stop.
Rerouting.
Right. Let's have a break. 10 to midnight. Not ideal. But we've got to do what we've got to do. Low air pressure again. Can we get round this guy? We're going to have to turn round. Yeah, we'll have to swing this round. Just a little bit. Just to get round. That'll be enough.
Turn right.
I'm only going to drive for a couple of hours and we'll get our head down again. A little bit of sleep. Because we're going to be driving at night for the rest of the journey if we just keep going in this cycle now. So we'll drive for a little bit. And then the next time we get up we'll be able to drive until it's dark, and we should get back into the pattern of driving through the day. I don't want to miss anything, that's the thing. But if you've got to drive at night, you've got to drive at night. You've got to have your brakes. The sky in the mirror. Holy moly. So I think we're in Germany now, are we? Are we in Germany? I'm sure I saw a sign Deutschland just before we stopped there. Let's let the truck freewheel. Go to 61 there. Save a bit of fuel. I'll tell you what, it's good on fuel, this truck. So those two numbers there, 727 and 576, I don't know what they're for. I don't know if they're separate tanks. I don't know what they're for. We can't really see much here. We're just in like some kind of forest anyway, so we probably wouldn't get to see a great deal. So it's not a massive problem. Car behind us now. Oh, a bit too quick around there. Yeah, so the next time we pass somewhere to stop, we'll stop there. And get another rest break in, just to move the time on, really. But when you do that, you're losing valuable driving hours.
Turn left.
Which I don't want to be late for the job, you know, I want to make sure that we deliver it on time.
Turn left.
Strasbourg. Can't see any laybys anywhere. Ah, I can see one. We're going to stop here and get out of the darkness, I think. And we're going that way as well. We're turning left. Don't want to dazzle that poor guy in his mirrors.
Turn left.
He's going right.
Turn left.
Ah, truck. Alright, we're going to stop here. Should we top up with fuel as well? We may as well. Let's get some fuel and then we're ready to rock and roll when we wake up. Although we don't need fuel really. See how much it costs this time. Cost 1,100 euros last time. $1,086. We'll just pull over here. It's actually going to cost us quite a few quid to do this job, you know. Right, sleep time. There we go, beautiful morning. 11 o'clock in the morning. It's what we want, isn't it? That's better. Right, we'll continue for another 15 minutes or so. See where we end up. See, we would have missed all this at night. So what's this sign? France, back into France. Or is that the filth behind us? We'll have to watch we don't speed. Strasbourg. He bullied that cop out the way there, didn't he?
Turn right.
Big Amazon warehouse there. I mean, Amazon's looks like an old mill. Needs a bit of updating.
Get ready to turn left. Turn left.
Oh, curb. It's a little curb. It's alright. First curb we've touched.
Get ready to turn right. Turn right.
As this just took us through a detour here. Through Strasbourg.
At
Are we
the
going back
roundabout,
onto
take
the
first
road that we
exit.
were on?
Exit now. Keep right.
Right, let's get our foot down through this little windy section here. It's like VIR. Like the S's at VIR, this. That's my loan payment coming out, I think.
Turn right. Turn right.
If you're still here, legends, honestly. You are such legends if you're still here. I would have turned off. I wouldn't be watching this. But if you are watching this, you obviously want to see parts of ETS2 that we don't see. So I thank you if you're still here. Really appreciate it. Let me know in the comments if you are. That means that you are an absolute legend, or you need to have a word with yourself because you've got nothing better to do at whatever time you're watching this. Oh, pine, are there pine trees? I remember a few years ago when I was a cop, I used to be a football spotter. And that involves working closely with the intelligence department and travelling away with my team, which was Carl United. So I worked for Cumbria Police. And I was a football spotter, so a football intelligence officer. And we'd travel all over the country, home and away, identifying risk groups, people that were going to cause trouble, keeping people safe, that kind of stuff. And on one occasion I was travelling to Scunthorpe, which is Lincolnshire, so it's quite a distance away from where I was based in Cumbria. And obviously you have contacts, people that do the same role for other police forces. I was talking with this guy and he recommended a hotel that we stayed in because some of the journeys, they were an overnight stay. You would travel down the day before, stay overnight, work the game, and either travel back after the game or travel back the day after, depending on the distance. If it was a club in London, we would travel down the day before, work the game, then the day after would be a travel back day. So I got the number of this guy, my counterpart in Lincolnshire, and he gave us a few suggestions of hotels to stay in, and there was one in particular. It's obviously funded by the constabulary, and there was one called the Forest Pines Golf Resort near Scunthorpe. I thought that sounds nice, I'll have a bit of that. So we booked into that one, and I text this fella saying, just let you know that we'll be travelling down on the Friday afternoon, and I've booked us into the Forest Pubes Hotel. It changed the word pines to pubes. This fella that I'd never met before, a police officer, my counterpart, and he's getting a random text from a bloke saying, I've booked us into the forest pubes.
Get ready to turn right.
I've obviously typed pubes in somewhere for it to also correct that. No idea when and why.
Turn right.
But yeah, so I had to kind of meet him, be a bit apologetic and say, look, I don't know why it's done that. But yeah, so yeah, we're travelling down Friday and we're booked into the forest pubes. Embarrassing. One of many embarrassing stories from my time within the police service. No doubt he told all his mates, and I was a laughing stock down there. No doubt. I mean, I would have done. I would have done exactly the same. I would have said to my mates, see you, look at what he's sent us, the idiot. So, we're going to pull over soon and bring this leg to a close. So this is the second leg of my longest ever journey on ETS2. Or could we drive until we need the next rest break? So we've been going now for about 50 minutes, just over.
Turn left.
Frankfurt. Imagine if you could drive to the Nürburgring and do a lap of the ring. That'd be awesome, wouldn't it? Pointless put my indicator on, I can only go one way. So back on the motorway. Come on mate, let us out. Oh no, this is just the lane, we're alright. We need to merge over now though. Go on fella. So I can smell my dinner cooking in the kitchen. Look at that plane. We're having a sausage casserole tonight in the slow cooker. So it's been cooking since 11 a.m. Time is it now? My time, it's 2 p.m. So it's been in the slow cooker for 3 hours. It smells absolutely beautiful. I'm on a bit of a health kick at the moment. Not that a sausage casserole is particularly good for you, but I'm about 6 kilos down since I got this seat. So if you look at any videos from before I got this yellow seat, that's before I started my health kick. And I'm not really doing anything in particular. I'm just calorie counting, just being a bit more particular about what I'm shoving down my cake hole. So I've lost about 6 kilos, about 13 pounds up to now. I've got a bit more to go. Over the last year or so, I've just ate what I want, or we're going in this lane, just eaten far too much junk, like chocolate. You know, your normal bars of chocolate that you get from the shop. They're about 80 pence, like a normal bar of dairy milk or something like that. Well, after a while, I went to the bigger bar, which is like £1.50, like a big bar of dairy milk. I was eating one of those pretty much every day. And then I went on to the next one up, which was like £2 per bar. But they're like a huge bar of dairy milk. And I was eating one of those probably every other day. And they're like 2,000 calories per bar of chocolate. And then, nobody coming, and then on a Saturday when we went shopping, or Friday, I would buy a bar of chocolate, which, you know, you would normally buy somebody like as a little present. You know, if you buy somebody some chocolate and you buy them one of them big stupid bars of chocolate, I would get one of them and I would pretty much demolish it in the evening when we're sitting watching TV as like a bit of a treat. And that's probably about 3,000 calories in that one bar of chocolate, and that's not including all my other meals. I would maybe have some biscuits through the day as well. I was literally out of control. Thankfully, I've never been one for eating like crisps or drinking like, you know, fizzy drinks and Coke and all that kind of stuff. Never been one for drinking lots of that. Thankfully, otherwise, I would have my own program on the Discovery Channel about a big fat man who sim races and can't get out of his seat. So I'm about 6 kilos down. Started off at, my weight was 228 pounds. I'm now down to 215 pounds. So when I was in the cops, my fighting weight or my normal weight would be about 14 stone. What's that, about 90 kilos maybe? About 195 pounds or just under. So that would be my normal weight. And that was a fit weight as well, because I was training, I was going to the gym, I was running, I was doing a few weights. So if I can get down to that weight now, I would be overjoyed.
Keep right, and then exit right.
And you notice it when you're a bit bigger. You notice it, don't you? Like when I was getting down on my hands and knees to do stuff on the rig, to make adjustments, and it was hard work. Being a big old lad, it's hard work. Your gut literally gets in the way. I definitely needed to do something. It's not healthy either, is it? It's not healthy. So I am on a bit of a health kick, just calorie counting. I might make a video when I've lost a bit more weight. I might make a video just telling people what I've done. And
Go straight on.
I'm on a limit now. My calorie intake at the moment, I'm allowed to eat 2,800 calories per day. 2,800. I'm not eating that. I'm probably eating around about 2,400 calories. What? Oh my God, 660 euros. Talking, you see. So yeah, so my calorie intake is probably about 2,400 or something like that. I'm having breakfast now when I normally wouldn't. So I'm probably eating more food now than I have done over the last 12 months. But now I'm just not eating the chocolate. I do have the occasional biscuit and stuff like that. A little treat. But with the plan that I'm on, or the program that I'm on, you can eat whatever you want as long as you stay within your calories. You've got certain targets every day, such as protein, fibre, carbohydrates and fat, you know, like limits. But if you go over them, it's not the end of the world as long as you're still under your calories. It's all about being in a calorie deficit, obviously. So they've set me my calorie intake at 2,800 calories, which at that rate I would still lose weight. And that's a ridiculous amount of food for me to eat in a day. 2,800 calories. So my sausage casserole, going back to the sausage casserole, Julie and I have worked that out, and it's about 750 calories each for the sausage casserole, and that's a lot of casserole. You stay there. And there's a lot of casserole in the slow cooker. We probably won't eat it all, to be honest. So yes, I'm on a bit of a health kick. Just trying to be a little bit healthier. You know, just trying to live a bit longer. It's never a bad thing, is it? And with doing what I'm doing now, I'm sat on my backside in the rig all day. You know, I'm out a couple of times a day with the dogs, and we're getting, you know, 10, 15,000 steps a day in. I always try and get 250,000 steps per month. But with the dogs, we're well in excess of that. We're probably average about 350,000 steps per month. So I put the weight on whilst doing that. So if I didn't take the dogs out, and I would probably be even bigger. So yeah, it all takes its toll. You can only do it for so long, and yeah. So we're about 6 kilos down, 13 pounds. When I get to 200 pounds, then I'll be happy. So I'm not the tallest guy. I'm only 5'10". So I'm not, you know, the super tall. I knew I'd get stuck. Right. Why did I get I stopped. Why did I get fined there? I didn't even go through it. Now, let's have a look. We're not past the line. Oh, shit. Sorry. So what time is it now? 15:27. So we'll just carry this job on. We've been going over an hour now. So we'll carry this job on for a bit. Until we get our head down. When we come back on the next episode, I'll tell you what my plans are for next year, what I've got going on in 2025. 2025 is going to be a big year for me for a couple of reasons, and I'll tell you about that when we come back for the third instalment. But I'm not going to tell you now. Why has it done that? Yeah, so 2025 is going to be a big year. Some of you may know what's going on. Some of you may not. Nothing bad, it's all good. It's all good. So we're well into Germany now, aren't we? Oh no, I thought that took me off to bring me back on. So what time is it? 10 past 4. How come my light's on? Yeah. This is a big job. This is a long job. I must have been stupid signing up for this. Ausfahrt. Funny story, Ausfahrt. When I drove to... Julie will kill me for telling this story. When I drove to the Nürburgring, first time we'd driven to Germany, Julie and I were driving on the German autobahns, and it was December. It was dark. It was cold. It was dark. It was nighttime. It was about 9 p.m, 10 p.m. Go on, lad. So it was dark. There'd been a storm in Germany at that time in that region. Like, not for, this is pretty close to the Nürburgring. There'd been a storm in Germany at that time, and a lot of the roads were closed. And I was trying to look for an exit, and obviously Ausfahrt is exit in German, I believe. And Julie says, have we been, are we going round in circles? I keep seeing the sign for that town, Ausfahrt. No, Jules, that means exit. She thought we was going around in circles because we kept seeing the same sign. But that was a bit of a nightmare, that, trying to get to the Nürburgring. I was driving my old Audi A5 and the sat-nav hadn't been updated, so I was using the sat-nav there and it kept rerouting me on the same road that was closed. We kept going round and round and round, and it was dark, visibility was bad, it was raining. So I used my phone, and thankfully Google had an updated route, taking into account that the roads were closed and stuff like that. So that was a look at this hero. So that was a bit of a nightmare. I really enjoyed driving to the Nürburgring though. Long way. I did it in one go, door to door, 12 hours from where I live in the north. Well, you can stay there, mate. Yeah, from the northeast of England to the Nürburgring, 12 hours door to door. I think it was about 600 miles, I think. It was hard work doing it in one go. When I went to Nuremberg, how did we get to Nuremberg? Nuremberg, we flew to Frankfurt, and we were going to get a connecting flight from Frankfurt to Nuremberg, but it left before we got there. Frankfurt airport is huge, and we ran from one terminal to another, and we got there before the flight was due to take off, but they'd gone. So then we had to get an emergency hire car in Frankfurt airport. So then we had to drive down from Frankfurt to Nuremberg, which was a bit of a nightmare. And then last year for Dortmund, we took the Mustang, we drove down to France, stayed in Dunkirk for one night, and then drove the remainder of the day after from Dunkirk to Dortmund, which was fine. The drive to Dortmund was brilliant. But then on the way back, we just did it in one go again. Piece of cake. Love driving over on mainland Europe. The road etiquette is so much better than it is in the UK. So much better. The lane discipline that people have, it's brilliant. So it's 17:35. We want to be ideally going to bed about 8 PM or something like that. So if we can drag this out for another couple of hours time in the simulator in ETS, that would be ideal. We've not really taken much scenery, have we? I've just been talking away, talking absolute nonsense. Oh shit, it was a bit fast. But this is a better way to explore Euro Truck Simulator, isn't it? On these small roads. Oh, we're not going over that bridge. It's a disappointment. Bit of a winding road up the hill, isn't it, this one? So thanks for sticking with us. If you're still there, thank you. Really appreciate it. You absolute legends. Should we? Let's do it, let's do it, let's do it, let's do it, let's do it. Oh no, 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 no. So, if you look at the sat-nav, we've been on that road before, that motorway, at some point, because it's yellow. So that means we've explored that road. Probably when we drove down from Germany to Ajaccio in the first place. So we've been on here. the lights on. Don't want to get into trouble and get another fine. We've had a load of fines, so this job's probably going to cost us about 20,000 euros. So we're only going to net about 30,000, I bet, which isn't a lot by the time we've paid the tolls, the ferries, the fines, the fuel. Probably not worth doing, to be honest. Come on, lad. Get a shift on, I've got places to be. So in these last couple of videos I've explored Euro Truck Simulator more than I ever have. Whoa. So there's a rest stop coming up, but we don't want to be going on that yet. Is this the Czech Republic? Yes, Czech Republic now. Never been to the Czech Republic in real life. Julie and I keep talking about going to Prague, but we've never done it, just for a city break, just for a weekend. But we've never done it. Looks beautiful in real life. Always somewhere I've wanted to visit. I do like a city break. We're going to Belfast next March for a weekend. Never been to Ireland. I think I would have rather have gone to Dublin, but don't tell Julie. Julie's booked it. I always think Dublin is a bit softer. Just Belfast seems like really harsh and gritty. Oh, another accident. Although Belfast will be lovely. Lots to do in Belfast. So 23 minutes past 7, or 24 minutes past 7 now. We're in the Czech Republic, so we're well on our way. So from here I think we go up to Poland, I think, don't we? I thought we went the other way, Sweden, but we do go to Sweden, but we cross from a different way. Right, can we do him? Can we do him? Nah, it's too risky. Too risky. I won't go for it. So this video might not be in 4K, just because it takes so long to process the video on Premiere Pro, especially videos of this length, because we're well over an hour now. This is far too long for a video. No, I was gonna... Shall we? Oh no, better not. That would be dodgy, wouldn't it? That'd be too risky. How much fuel we got? Loads. I've only used 1/8 of a tank since we fueled up. So fines wise, we've probably had about 1,500 euros worth of fines. We've spent 2,200 euros or so on fuel. Toll roads, we've probably spent a couple of €100. I'm sick of seeing that truck. No, 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 no. Oh, sorry. Oh, the bus is going for it as well in the blind corner. He obviously knows there's no cars coming, so do we keep up the momentum? We just had to trust that that bus could see. Happy days. Right, we're due a rest break now, so next rest break, we'll stop. This has been a long leg, this one. So if you are still here, I appreciate you like you wouldn't believe. I thought that was a rest stop coming up, but it isn't. Can't be far off now though, till we find one. Sounds really realistic when you hit the white lines as well, doesn't it? So entering Prague. I don't need to go to Prague now for the city break if Julie asks me. So I know I've been. See if we can see Jadier. Jadier's Prague, isn't he? Right, so we've got a rest stop here. So what a place to stop though. A night in Prague.
Ready to turn left. Turn left.
Ah, you can hire drivers. The recruitment agency.
At the roundabout, take the first exit.
Right, so we're going to stop up here and bring this leg to a close. Because it's nearly 9:30 at night, so we're probably going to sleep on a little bit too much. It's alright, we'll get a full day's driving tomorrow though. Is that a rest stop?
Keep left,
Or is it?
then turn left.
Or can you just buy that? I think you can just buy that, can you? Right, so there's one here though. To the right.
Turn left.
Yeah, I think it's just a garage you can buy, I think. Although it's got a bed. Hello, mate. That's where we're going, that hotel.